Good morning, everyone. This is Tricia with Easy E-mini Trade, and this morning I'm just going to do a short, quick video on using multiple time frame analysis in your trading, and this will be part of the webinar that I'll do on Thursday on 12/4 at 8 p.m. titled "Getting Over the Fear of Trading," or taking a trade, not the fear of trading necessarily, but a lot of times people get so caught up in sim trading that they never get the nerve to actually trade in their live account. So these are some things that will help them. So one of them is using multiple time frame analysis in your trading, as well as finding support and resistance and recording and tracking your trades. So that's what I'm going to go over during the webinar on Thursday. So if you want more information on that, go to easyeMiniTrade.com and choose the webinar tab at the top. Okay, so let's get started. So this is just one way to use multiple time frame analysis, and there are many different ways, and I'm going to show you a few of them during the webinar. But this is something I like to do with the super trend stop. We use it for one of our setups, the break of it, and it's on a Renko chart down here to the right. And this is the NQ. Up here on the left is a 2-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, and then I've got a Renko chart, which, like I said, one of the setups we're using as our entry chart. And depending on the type of trader you are would determine which time frames you would use. If you're somebody who's more of a swing trader or position trader, you would use the larger time frames. If you're somebody who's a day trader, you would use the smaller time frames or tick frames. It doesn't matter. So here's one example of how I use it. So here on the lower right, you can see my Renko chart, and right here, when we get a break of our super trend stop at 10:07, this is Monday, by the way, I look at that and I look at my other charts, and I can see that I don't have anything underneath the bars. I don't have any super trend stop dots under any of my bars here. So I'm just going to look at support based on price and determine if I've got any room. And so I do. So I can go ahead and take that trade. It works out for a few points. So here you can compare. Here's the entry bar here on the lower right. So I can look at this 2-minute chart. Other than, some support over here, I don't have any of the dots below, as I mentioned. Same here, and then the same on the 15-minute chart. Now if you look here, when I get a break above them at 10:13, right here, when I look at the other charts, you can see here on the 2-minute chart, I've got my dots up here at that time at 4307.50. Over here on the 5-minute chart, they're at 1975, and over here on the 15-minute chart, they're pretty far away. So my first concern would be coming up to the dots here at this 750 area on this 2-minute chart in the upper left. So I know if I take this trade, I have room at least up to that area. So then I can determine, okay, if I take this trade at, what's the entry here? Let me just see real quick. Entry on that would be 325. So if I take that at 325, I know I've got room up to 750. So that gives me enough room to go ahead and take the trade and have enough room to be profitable. So I go ahead and I take that trade. And then you're pleasantly surprised when, after a retracement here, it does manage to move higher. Now on the way down here, I get a break of the dots here, and this is just one way, like I said, and this is using one setup that I use. So here you can see at 10:25 I get a break below, and I can look at my other charts, and I look over here, the 2-minute chart, and I can see I've got my super trend stop right here below me at 325. So I can go ahead and take that trade because I've got plenty of room. I would be getting in at 775 and I've got room all the way down to basically this area here at 3. So I go ahead and I take that trade. And so that's all you have to do is just keep comparing with the larger time frames on whatever you're using, moving averages, the Ichimoku cloud, whatever you're using. And then, like I said, if you break through, great, but you know the first area where you might have some trouble. So you can see here on the 2-minute chart, it hesitates, it hesitates, it hesitates before it finally moves lower. And so here you could actually take a re-entry. On the buy here on the upside, this trade would have failed. And there's no resistance above per se. I'm not marking any support or resistance. I'm just using the dots for this example. But realistically, we did have some resistance in that area. So it may have been one that you would have passed on because you could see this area here previously holding in this general vicinity. So that might give you pause if you're going to take that trade to the upside. So down here, plenty of room, breaks my dots, and so whatever setup you're using, breaks my dots, and here's the bar that's forming on the 2-minute chart. I have nothing standing in my way except maybe some support over here, but that's not necessarily what we're talking about on this video. This is just using the time frame analysis. We'll use the support. We'll do more on support during the webinar. So I can go ahead and I can take that trade. And then it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Okay? So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. And like I said, the webinar is Thursday at 8. Okay, you guys have a great day.